Technology is transforming everything from healthcare and education to climate change and social justice. But as it evolves, we must ask, how can we make sure that these innovations serve a greater good? This is exactly what we're going to talk about today as we discuss technology for social good. We're joined by an incredible group of experts who are doing impactful work at the intersection of technology and social good. With a PhD in cancer research and extensive knowledge of AI, we have Dr. Vibhuti Agrawal, Vice President of Product Management, AI and Analytics Solutions at NextGen Healthcare, helping to align people, planet, profit, and being the first female site factory manager. We have Julie Maes, Site Director, Circular Operations at Volvo Group. And live with us from New York, we are so pleased to have the Partnership Specialist and Social Impact Marketing Executive, Ava Volandes, Director of Social Impact at Minecraft. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you.
Let's kick things off with the first question. We often hear about technology's great potential to contribute to positive societal change, but what does this really look like in practice? How do you work with technology for social good? Ava, would you like to go first?
Sure, I'd love to. Thanks for having us here. I have been working in social impact for over 20 years. I've had always a focus on partnerships between corporations and nonprofits and really looking at how we can do good and do good for business. Technology is at the core of what I do. I work for Minecraft, a little video game that you may have seen that is a game about how you can break blocks and make amazing and incredible things. The purpose of our studio is to build a better world through the power of play. And so we are actually using technology in the power of games and in the power of how we can bring to life real issues that are in the world, whether it be about climate change or social justice or education. And then how are we showing people those things and then working with partners on the ground, nonprofits that are doing the work to take that digital world and bring it into real life. One of the great examples that I like to show is something that we did recently with Nature Conservancy, where we brought the issue of protecting and restoring nature to life in the game. And so we had our players and our community work to understand what it means for animals to be able to cross from one place to the other and what that means for the climate and how we can work together to do this. We then took all the proceeds from that map and we worked with the Nature Conservancy to help them in restoring about 48,000 acres of land. And so technology, especially when it comes to gaming, the ability to show what the real world, the issue in the real world, to bring it to life in a way in which people can understand it and play and experience it, and then being able to work with a partner that's actually doing it and being able to make that change is the way that we're doing it at Minecraft.
Thank you, Ava. The power of play is really, really strong. Yeah. Thank you. Vibhuti, you are working in a different field, the healthcare sector. So tell me about tech for social good there.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been working in health tech industry now for over 8 years, wherein we are building products really to improve patient outcomes, as well as provide quality healthcare accessible for everybody. So as an example, we analyze data for all patients, identify who are the patients who are at high risk, and then work with physicians and hospitals to provide them with immediate care. We also work closely with some of the clinicians to basically ensure that preventive care is completed for all patients based upon the clinical guidelines, because as we all know, prevention and early diagnosis is always better than the cure. The other big problem that we've had in healthcare has been physician burnout, low patient experience, provider experience. And so we've leveraged technology now, generative AI, machine learning, to really help providers complete all of their manual tasks, documentations, etc., which really improves the face time between patients and providers. And that really results in almost like 40 to 50% improved patient satisfaction and better quality of care. So overall, we leverage at NextGen been leveraging technology really to drive better outcomes, better patient outcomes, better health for everybody around here.
And Julie, you work in the automotive industry where tech is used to reduce the reliance on fossil fuels and improve road safety. So tech for social good might look a bit different for you. Can you tell us about it?
Yes, indeed. So I'm in the manufacturing entity, and for us, when you think about manufacturing, you look at the raw material that you take from Mother Earth, you will produce something with it that will be used by a consumer, and at some point it's going to go bye-bye. Hopefully not in landfill, hopefully it will be recycled, but still you have that linear concept. So in the entity I am in, we're actually at the end of the chain, we take it back. We dismantle, we check, we measure, we repair, we give a new life to the product. And this is really where I'm at, is to go from that linear mindset to a circular, a full loop, a closed loop. And the really neat thing is that we are able to give products a second, a third, a fourth life. And that is really social good for me.
It really is. As we explore the really positive aspects of technology, we also need to address one really important aspect, and that is where the role of responsible technology comes in. But what does that concept mean? Would you like to help us understand, Vibhuti?
Absolutely. So responsible technology is something that is very close to my heart and is at the front and center of how we think about product developments at NextGen overall. So responsible technology means that every product or solution we are building is being built such that it's fair, it's unbiased to all segments of the society. Especially if I think about in the healthcare, it should not promote any sort of healthcare disparities. It should be able to cater to minorities, underserved communities, and whatnot. And so we've really even put in place governance councils that helps us monitor and track responsible use of technology across all our products and solutions. And this really helps us drive better trust, transparency with the providers, because at the end of the day, we can show them that our data insights or our workflows are not biased towards any segment of the society. And so I think it's an important part of providing equitable care, equitable good to everybody out there.
And Ava, how do you work with responsible technology at Minecraft?
Yeah, so that is safety is incredibly important to us as a company. When we are talking about online safety, when we are talking about, even though we have an average age of our players at about 24, we have a large percentage of children also. We have a product, Minecraft Education, that goes through K through 12 schools. And so how do we define responsibility means that we are creating a safe environment for people to not only be who they are and express who they are, and that is a big part of the ethos of Minecraft, but also making sure that they're safe online when they're playing. We do that in particular when looking at the servers. And so that is when people are playing, whether you're one person or where you're playing with the community, because part of Minecraft is being able to play in that community. And we actually have programs, for example, parents that are coming in and can check the server to make sure that the people that their child is playing with are people that they want them to be playing with from a safety perspective. And we obviously take a lot of that internally to make sure that our community is as safe as possible when it comes to that. We also look at things like new technologies that are coming out, like AI. In our Minecraft Education game, we have specific things that are talking to youth about what is AI. And what is responsible AI and what is ethical AI? And so our opportunity there is to be able to, again, gamify something, but bring new technologies in, but in a responsible manner that is explaining it, but then also teaching about how you can responsibly use that as the world continues to change.
As a mother, that makes me really happy to hear. She's 1.5, so no Minecraft yet, but in the future, thank you for sharing that. Let's shift to where we can make the biggest impact. In your experience, where do you see some of the greatest opportunities to where technology can help solve some of the society's biggest problems? Ava, do you want to go first?
Sure, sure. I think what we are doing today, the ability that we are having to bring a lot of different industries together. Like I said, my career has always been about bringing different players together. I believe that private, public, and government can come together and work as one. And we each bring something different to the table. So being able to work together and to influence across our networks and very complex issues. I talked a lot about climate change. We can talk about social justice. We can talk about any of the SDGs that are facing the world. And when we come together, bringing our ability to make change, for example, with AI, that is a big topic with technology. For us as a technology company to come in and to be able to work, for example, on figuring out where the next fires can be or where the next unfortunate natural disaster is going to come, and be able to come up with quicker solutions, whether it be in medicine, whether it be in any other area. And we can work with organizations that are doing that on the ground or governments and create infrastructure there. That is where we are able to truly make changes and be able to ensure that people globally and across the board are able to use technology in the most ethical and responsible way forward.
And Julie, your thoughts?
So many thoughts. Transparency, Ava talked about it. We have digital passports coming where you're going to be able to trace the full life of your product, how many times it's been repaired, what you have in it, where it comes from. That, for me, that transparency will become more and more important. It will hold the companies accountable to do the right thing as well, which is really, really good. We see machine learning, AI, Nicole was talking about the learn fast, fail fast, really that as well, that we can design something, use machine learning, AI, design it, see if it works, to build and to demand, so we can also make the right product for circularity. So technology for me makes everything more scalable, allows us to go faster, and hopefully to a better world.
And Vibhuti?
I think, I'm very passionate about healthcare. And so I feel like technology can really take high quality healthcare to the remotest parts of the world, to the most underserved communities. We have seen telemedicine now being there. Even during COVID, it rised up. And now we have seen the telemedicine with now the artificial intelligence, machine learning, the diagnostics can happen much quicker. And then all of that combined with so many wearable devices and remote patient monitoring. Patients should not be required to travel many, many miles or even hours to get to the nearest hospital or clinic, but rather they should be able to visit the closest community hospital that they have and get high quality care. I think that's what I'm most excited about, that we'll truly be able to provide high quality care to everybody out there.
So many great opportunities. But in short, what advice would you give to the audience on how they can start working with tech for social good? Julie, want to go first?
For me, and I think we talked about it already, but it's finding your passion, finding what gets you up in the morning, right? Because you will have to get up every morning no matter what. And the way I view it is technology is an enabler. So be curious, stay curious, use technology to give you an edge, to give you an advantage to, again, learn fast, fail fast, move on. So the future is unknown, but technology will bring it brighter.
Yeah, and I think adding to just what Julie said, being bold and not being scared of taking risk. I think some of the earlier panel members also talked about it, that we have to be able to speak up, be bold. I think marrying that with knowing your passion, continuous learning, is what will really help next generation to really thrive. Create new innovative solutions and solve real world problems.
And Julie, the advice is from you.
Ava.
You'd like to share? No, sorry, Ava.
I mirror a lot of what has been said. I think finding your why and sticking with your purpose, and finding your tribe. because the why of why you do things. I'll give you an example of a designer that I would talk to that she said, the why has always been, I want to tell a story. And who would have known that telling the story would have come in a video game? Same thing for me. This is the first time that I've worked in the video game industry, and I have had a lot of different industries that I've worked with. And the why has always been, I've wanted to do social good. And I now know and knew before that technology was the way in which I could have the biggest impact at this point in my career. And so getting to the why and finding your tribe and the people that you're able to talk to about it, and the people that are going to tell you you're not an imposter, because no matter where in your life you are, I told my niece this, who's 21, I said, we feel like imposters sometimes too.
Yeah.
So that finding your tribe and your why is really your North Star, I think, for getting ahead and getting forward and having wonderful opportunities like this one to build your network of supporters.
Yeah, finding your tribe really seems like the common thread here. Thank you so much for sharing. We are opening up the Q&A, so let's dig into that. I'm curious to see of all the questions we've received. So here is one. Do you ever face any misconceptions when working with tech for social good? Would you like to share?
Yeah. There are some misconceptions that we face. One of the most common ones, since I work in the field of artificial intelligence, is that will artificial intelligence replace us? In healthcare, people talk about, will AI replace doctors, clinicians, nurses? And I always end up saying, no, artificial intelligence, machine learning, like Julie said, is an ally. It's an enabler. It's a technology which will help us become more productive, more efficient at what we do. But it needs to be complemented with the right policies, with the human expertise, right workflows and tools for it to really have that broader impact on the society. So I think that's the big misconception I keep hearing about.
And I think that goes for many of us, I guess, to start making tech work for you instead of the fear of being replaced.
Yeah.
Ava, would you like to add on that? Any misconceptions you're facing?
Sure. The idea that this is a nice to have and not a must have. I think that is a misconception, and that corporations are seeing it more and more, whether it be ESGs that are coming in and linking your stock to how reasonable you are and how sustainable your supply chain is and how your business is doing, but to also the reality that we are made up of employees. And there are so many conversations that I've had with employees that have said that they have chosen Mojang Studios over another studio because of our purpose. And so whether you look at customers, and I think with Gen Z and Gen Alpha especially, looking at where they are choosing to spend their monies, that this is social good is here to stay, and that the more that people are consumers, people are employees, it is no longer a nice to have, but it is part of your business, and it's part of the way in which we are part of something greater than just who we are here as a company.
And another question here, Vibhuti, I think this is for you. How can we ensure that tech is reaching more underserved communities?
Yeah, no, I think as I said earlier, right? So if I think about it in the form of a healthcare, for example, we've had and we've seen that with the telemedicine, telehealth, patients sitting from anywhere out there, even in the remotest villages in India, you can talk about remote villages in Laplands and whatnot. They can, as long as they have internet connectivity, they can dial in to the community of physicians out there and they can talk to them. And that's really a game changer. In addition to that, we've also seen technology developed such that there are companies which are doing diagnostic imaging, and they have leveraged artificial intelligence to very quickly look at X-ray images and diagnose what's going on, just with the help of machine learning algorithms. And so you don't need a radiologist sitting there in that center, but the system and the machines can do it themselves. And so all of these advancements are really helping that high quality care to reach to those end masses, underserved communities. And sometimes these are also not super expensive because the cost of care is overall starts getting cut down with the help of a lot of these technologies being implemented at places.
Super. Thank you so much to you for sharing all that knowledge and insights. I feel like I have more faith in technology than I did before, although being a bit more mindful of using and creating it. But thank you so much for this. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.